No one ever talks about Chilean food. Is it good? Is it bad? We don't know. But we spent 6 weeks in Chile, so we had the opportunity to try different dishes. And today we're gonna rank 9 Chilean dishes that we tried in the period of time that we spent in Chile.
Yes, and food is super important to us. We value our nutrition, we value our health, so we tend to not eat much processed food at all. So you're gonna probably find that we rank some of these foods a little lower than expected, kind of because of that. This is the ranking schema we are going to use. 1 means that it was disgusting to us. 2 means that we didn't like it, but didn't mind eating it. 3 means that we didn't mind eating it, but probably wouldn't order it, and we enjoyed it for what it was and probably would have it on occasion. 4 means we liked it, we would definitely order it again, but probably not as frequently as number 5, which is we loved it and we would definitely order it again and again and again.
Keep in mind that these are our preferences. We are very picky about food because food is very important to us. One of the reasons why we're not budget travelers is because we will spend money in quality, good food. So keep that in mind while watching this video. If you don't agree with us, we're not experts. This is based on our opinions, our preferences, and the way we live life.
And if you get offended, I'm sorry.
We're not doing it on purpose.
Here's what we normally eat for lunch and dinner. We have salad, some cheese. What kind of cheese is this again?
Goat cheese.
Goat cheese. Got some sauerkraut, avocado, broccolini, some potatoes. We usually eat more potatoes than this. We just didn't have any chopped up right now. And then some lamb. Show me this plate.
We're starting from the bottom rank to the top rank. And at the bottom, we have dun dun dun.
Mote Con Huesillo, which is like a drink slash dessert. And what they do is they put these things called huesillos in it, which are like the whole grains in the bottom of a cup. And then they pour in a peach drink, which has been like boiled with the peaches, like real peaches. And it's like peach and this grainy thing, and it's kind of a drink slash a dessert. Some of them are more sweet than others, and we ranked it a number 1.
For me, it's a -5.
Because we thought it was disgusting. We couldn't even finish one. We shared one, we couldn't even finish it. We had to, unfortunately, throw it away in the trash. I know that's gonna offend some Chileans out there because they saw our other video about the Santiago review. But that's just the honest truth. We didn't like it. And I think this is a lot like root beer floats in the United States. It is a cherished dessert that is so simple. Root beer, which is a soft drink, is poured on top of vanilla ice cream. And Whitney has had them before and she hates them. She thinks they're absolutely disgusting. I love them. I grew up with them. So it's one of those culturally specific type of desserts that people think it just grow up with. And they have this emotional connection and memory tied to it, but for us it was like a no-go, like never would get it again. The second ranked item is a churrasco, and
it's just weird to me because a churrasco is like a sandwich slash hamburger because it has like hamburger bread, but then you have like tomato, palta, avocado, meat, and just different ingredients depending on the type of churrasco. But to me, a churrasco is a piece of meat.
just a sauteed pan-fried piece of meat, or grilled piece of meat. In Colombia, that's what a churrasco is. So this was like completely different. It's a freaking sandwich. But again, we don't eat very much bread. We consider it kind of like a processed item. So it was just like too much bread. I liked all the veggies, I liked the meat, but there's just too much bread. And so that's why we ranked it as
a 2.
A 2. Something we didn't mind eating that much, but we would just never order it because it's just too much bread.
The third one we're gonna rank is a completo. which is basically a hot dog, but on top they put some type of like relish and then tomato and mayonnaise, which it has a lot of flavor. That in itself is delicious.
Yes, but we give it a 3 for something that we would not order often. We'd have to be like with friends, or the occasion was like everybody was telling us you got to try a completo. So we tried the completo, loved the relishings, the toppings. There was also some hot sauce to put on it, which made it even more tasty. But again, hot dogs, bread, that's processed food. That's something that we tend to avoid in our diet altogether.
Same with the meat, the hot dog. Like, we're
Yeah.
not big fans of hot dogs, like the meat. So we would not have that part of the completo, but for sure, whatever they put on top, because it was delicious.
Yeah, put the toppings on like a piece of meat that is just put on a grill, then I would absolutely love that. That would become a number 5. The fourth food that we tried was a Chilean empanada, and they're baked, and inside of them they have like ground meat, onion, half an egg, and an olive, which I love. So I love the ingredients inside these empanadas. I love that they're baked, but we do give it like a 3.5. Not quite a 4. We kind of like it. We might order it once in a while. It'd be something if we were just trying to get something quick, we would order. But that's why I ranked it like 3.5.
Yeah, I'm between 3.5 and 4 because there are empanadas, like the empanadas de Pino, and the inside stuffing was so good. And then another plus is that it is baked and not fried as like the empanadas are in Colombia. So that was like a plus for me.
Yep. And we had a unique experience. We went down and saw a friend in Curico, so south of Santiago, and we actually ended up making those empanadas ourselves, which was hilarious because I didn't realize I thought we were gonna make it for just a few people, but we were making it for like the whole family, like 15 people.
We made like 60 empanadas.
So it took
or
like
more.
an hour and a half of like just aggressively rolling this dough. So we got the full experience, the full Chilean experience in a Chilean home in Curico making these empanadas, which was actually pretty awesome. And I ate like 3 or 4 of those things.
I don't remember, but they are big.
Yeah,
so.
and they were big. They were like this big. Nice.
While we were in the Patagonia, we had the opportunity to try Caldillo de Cangrejo, which a lot of people recommended. They said we had to try. And I didn't have much of it, so I don't remember how it tasted. But
I had the majority of it. It was just a nice like seafood tasting type of dish and soup. And so I enjoyed it for that. So I definitely gave this a 4 for something that I would occasionally order, and I liked it. But it wasn't like a top thing, but it was good. It was fresh.
Pastel de Choclo, which I think is very popular because there was chocolate like in every single market that we went for like major quantities. But what is it?
Pastel de Choclo is kind of like it's almost like a porridge. It's almost like it's not a soup. It's like a porridge. And it's the only way I know how to describe it in English.
To me, it was like a cake, like a corn cake with pieces of meat inside.
It tasted very sweet. It almost tasted like a dessert.
It was delicious.
And then it had like ground meat inside of it, and then an olive, right? A surprising olive in there. So I actually really enjoyed it. This is definitely a 4 on my list. If it had more meat and less of like the corn, and I guess to describe it more, it almost tastes like cornbread for any American out there. Like it was like kind of mushy cornbread, but kind of crusty on the outside, but mushy, and as you went down further and mixed in with the ground beef. So it was actually quite delicious. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely order those again, but I gave it a 4. It's not quite a 5 for me because it's a little bit more carb than I tend to consume. And while we were in the Patagonia, we had to try guanaco and eat one of those things. But the way they prepared it in Punta Arenas was that they actually did it in a pressure cooker, and the meat was nice and tender and soft and melted in your mouth. And I was like, this is exactly how I love to consume meat. And so we definitely gave this a 5. I would order this again and again. It was delicious.
It was delicious. And Because later in our travels, we had the opportunity to try alpaca. Like, I am obsessed with those animals, and I will continue to eat guanaco and alpaca.
They taste as good as they are cute.
Oh. Reineta, which is a plate that I had no idea what it was, but the waiter recommended to me, and I ended up loving it because it was so fresh. It had a lot of avocado, palta, which it is one of our favorite foods, and it had tomatoes. Everything was really well prepared. I think it also had merken, the spice that Chileans use a lot in their food, and that gave it like a spice, but not like too spicy. So that was delicious.
Yeah, we ended up ranking that one as a 5. We loved it. We would order it again and again and again. It was definitely a dish that was very fresh and had more natural ingredients, nothing really processed at all. So that definitely like hit everything we look for in a dish.
And the last dish we want to talk about is one that we got while on a tour in the Patagonia, and that is the Cordero Patagónico.
Yeah, it was so good that we only got a couple shots of it and we just stopped and enjoyed it. We were also on a tour, so we were kind of tired at that point. And we were like, we just wanted to eat, and it had taken a long time. Anyways, it was delicious. Definitely a 5. I would order that Cordero over and over and over again. Delicious. This concludes the 9 dishes that we tried. If you feel like we missed out on a particular dish, let us know in the comments below if you're Chilean or if you have visited Chile multiple times, because we are going to definitely be back. I am incredibly impressed by Chilean food, and not just the Chilean food, but all the different restaurants that are international. Chile does a really good job with incorporating all the different flavors across the world. So I'm completely impressed and totally excited to go back and visit Chile.
And also you love that merken, so.
Yes, I need some of that merkin in my life.
You still got some.
I still have some of that merkin. Just so you know that I'm not lying, here's the merkin. Delicious.
You're precious.
I use it on a couple things, but if I was in Chile, I'd be eating this stuff like every day. Delicious.